Hey guys, it's Marielle. Welcome back to my channel, Friday Night Lights Reviews, where we do reactions and reviews to TV shows, movies, and other digital content. You already know what I'm gonna say, so go ahead and click that like, comment, and subscribe button. Become a part of the Friday Night Lights family. To all of my subbies, welcome back. Hey guys, for everybody that has been coming back to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I'm gonna give you a second. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and just become a part of the family. We are fun over here. So as always, don't forget to share the video with your friends and family. Follow me on my other digital platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, let's just get this channel to 400 subscribers. I know that we can do it. So let's just jump right into it. Today, we're going to be reacting and reviewing Disney Plus limited series Loki, which is coming off of WandaVision and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So Loki is starring Tom Hiddleston, who is reprising his role, and Owen Wilson, who plays Mobius in this series. So the first episode is titled Glorious Purpose. So, which is fitting once you guys watch the episode. I will have to say this is going to be a spoiler review and reaction. So if you don't want to know about what happened, go ahead and pause this video now. Go ahead over to Disney Plus, watch the series, come back, unpause, tell me what you guys think about it, and leave me those comments. So let's just jump right into it. Now, with the title being Glorious Purpose, we know this is Loki. He always has this great and grand scheme on trying to be the greatest god, dethroning Thor, being the best at everything, right? So the episode starts in two split time frames when it comes to the movie. So it's starting at the 2012 first Avengers movie, where Loki comes to New York and is trying to take over everything, and we see him get the crap beaten out of him, which was my favorite scene in that first Avengers movie. Now, jumping over to the 2019 Endgame is where we see the Avengers go back in time to gather the Infinity Stones to defeat Thanos. So the scene that everybody, that we all know of is when Loki is handcuffed and everything starts going chaotic. The Tesseract is dropped on the ground. He picks it up. He goes back like he always does, just disappears into time. So in this episode, he lands himself in Mongolia, where he sees natives and he stands on his rock about to say whatever, and then boom, this kind of portal opens like we see in Doctor Strange, and we see these officers come out basically telling Loki, okay, you're under arrest for jumping and breaking the time path. So he's like, what the F are you talking about? You don't know who I am. I am Loki. I am the god of mischief. You know, you're supposed to be bowing to me. And they're like explaining to him, like, we don't care who you are. You are a dangerous variant, so you need to come with us. And Loki, being Loki, tries to like bust through to do his thing. And the officer lady smacks fire out of him with this stick. So you think that the scene is going in slow motion, but we see the officer say to him, you're going slow in time, but your body is feeling the pain in real time. Like, gave her that little chuckle that she really loved. And he knocks out, and they get him up, they put him in handcuffs, put this collar on him. So like every time Loki gets caught, you know, he's got to jerk, he's got to say this, he's got to say that. And we go into this next part where they're at the TVA headquarters, which now we know the officers are TVA officers. So within there, we don't necessarily know what this is all about. We just know it has to do with him jumping through time. So I really loved how they made the headquarters look like an IRS or old DMV building where nobody likes to be because the lines are long, people are rude. Which you get introduced to Casey, who I really believe is going to be probably my favorite character in this series. He's like a glorified receptionist. Just like if he was going into police precinct, they stop at the desk, they say, here, I don't know what this is, put this in evidence. Loki's like, yo, you can't just be throwing around this thing. It's important. Don't mess it up. So Casey's like, what is it? He goes, it's the Tesseract. And as he's being pulled away, Casey's like, that's dumb. So I'm going to just do whatever. Which his attitude, his character, yes, I really believe that Casey's going to be my favorite character. So while they're in headquarters, he's constantly asking these questions, and they just keep telling him, look, you're a dangerous variant, you broke the time path, and you're going to be judged and probably and reset. And he's like, what does that mean? What is reset? Is that good? Is that bad? So I like how it goes from like he's going from department, like at the DMV. Okay, you go to this window. Once you get this, you got to go to the next window, like that. So he gets into this room where it's like the old printers, and there's a guy behind the desk, basically with this big ass stack of papers, basically asking him, is this all the words you've ever said? Like anybody, what the freak are you talking about? Some more paper comes out. Loki said, you know what? I'll go ahead and sign it. Immediately drops, goes into a different department. Now, I'm sorry, before he does that, do you guys remember the scene in Ragnarok when Thor was captured and they were about to give him a haircut, and he was so proud and stubborn and all this other stuff like that? He's like, don't cut my hair. I'm Thor, the god of thunder. And then when he knows it's going to happen, he goes, please don't cut my hair. Loki had that same experience when they ripped his clothes off. And before they did that, he's like, yo, this is Asgardian leather. Strips him butt naked. Kind of like the same sentiment when Thor got his hair cut. Then he goes into another department where he's met by this guy standing by a kind of like a metal detector. He asked him, like, what is this? He was like, we're measuring and looking at your aura. They'll pass through this detector. If you are a robot, let us know. He goes, what happens if I'm a robot? You disintegrate, period. So Loki's looking around like, but what about if you don't know you're a robot? Because I don't want to die. He goes, just go through. He makes it through. He gets into that dreaded line that we all hate if you ever go to the DMV, where he has to take a ticket, and the guy's like, take the damn ticket. It's just him and another guy. Other guy doesn't take the ticket. Now in this scene, this is where it's kind of like this little cartoon where they explain what the TVA is, how it started by three beings who wanted to end the war of the multiverse. When everything gets out of whack, another, a war started. So these three beings came together to end the war of everybody jumping through time and through the multiverse, and brought it in sync, hence the TVA. But when you break that time path, you become what is called a dangerous variant. And when you get caught, you can't be put back in that same time path. You get reset. We know that reset means you die. So basically what Loki has been doing, he is labeled as a dangerous variant because he keeps jumping through time, through the multiverse, messing up the time path, which the three beings are afraid that another multiverse war will happen, which is what they're trying to stop. Now, guys, hold on to that thought of what I said about the war of the multiverse. Okay? So he is seen before a judge who was played by Gugu Mbatha-Raw, who is in Beyond the Lights. She's the judge. She's basically reading him what he did and how he pleads. So again, he does his Loki monologue. He tries to use his magic to just poof again within time, and it doesn't work because the TVA works in different times. It is a part of the multiverse. Again, hold on to that. But it moves differently. Like nothing matters there as far as powers, if you get what I'm saying. So within that, we get to meet Owen Wilson, who plays Mobius, who, if you guys like him the way I like him, I was excited that he was going to be in this series because Owen Wilson is hilarious. He always brings the funny, and he does not fail. With the interaction with Loki, where he goes, you know, we're just gonna go somewhere to talk, and he's like, I don't like to talk. He's like, me and you both know that's a lie. Talky. So we see this interaction, and this is where we kind of get to the meat of the episode, right? So they're in a room, basically interview / interrogation. Mobius is asking Loki, why do you do the things you do? Why are you who you are? And he's like, I'm a god. I'm the god of mischief. You know, I want to rule it all. And he goes, well, why do you like hurting people? Do you like killing people? Do you enjoy it? And he's like, don't give me the bullshit. I know this spiel. I've done it. Basically, you're saying all these things to try to invoke fear, so basically I can bow down to you. And he was like, I know this because this is what I do. You know, the worst thing that ever happened to people was that they have freedom. Because when you have freedom, you make these choices, and choices bring on destruction, which is low-key scary because that shit is pretty much true, right? But I'm not saying we should be slaves, so I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying what he said was definitely true. It was super deep, but that's what you expect from Marvel when it comes to certain things. So we kind of get to see the flash of Loki's damage. Like, we know his origin story. We've seen it out through the Marvel universe, through all the movies, but we never got to see all the things he's done besides what has been shown in our face. So we see him go through time, you know, in the 50s, in the 40s, in the 1800s. And he's like, well, you guys are getting at me like I'm this dangerous variant, but, you know, Thor dared me to do it because I lost a bet to him. The Avengers, they break time as well. So how come I'm the only one? And that's because you guys fear me, basically what he's saying. He's like, it's not that. So Mobius shows Loki the death of his mother and says, how does it feel to be responsible for her death? He's like, no. And that brews up this anger in him because we know from all the movies, he loved his mom. He does break away. He does get the Tesseract, but he also finds the Infinity Stones, which is taking him back because he was like, again, Casey, who is funny as hell. Oh yeah, we use these as paperweights. Yeah, then take your little Tesseract, whatever. I don't care. He goes, okay, so he goes back to the room because now he understands, like, yo, Mobius just said nothing, magic, none of that shit works here. So that means the Tesseract is useless. Clearly, the Infinity Stones is useless because once you grab them, you can wield its power and all this other stuff, and nothing happened. So he gets back to the room, and this is where we see this softer side of Loki because we see him go back to his mother's death, and we see him cry, and it's a super emotional scene. We see his on and off again relationship with Thor, and leading to him looking at his death in Endgame when Thanos kills him. And he's upset, but he's laughing because he's like, yo, there's only one path. No matter how many times I think I can change it, this is where it's going to lead me. And Mobius was like, yes. It's like, look, I can't offer you salvation, but maybe I can offer you something better. And Loki knows, okay, so basically you need me and my talents to help you track down this guy who's killing Minutemen. And he goes, yes, I do. He goes, okay, who are we looking for? And he goes, we're looking for you. And Loki's like, what? Excuse me, come again? And it pretty much shows they go back in time. We see Minutemen trying to like tag it and bag it, you know, whatever. And we see Loki across the way. He sets shit on fire. People die. And it's him. I can't wait to see what this develops, how we get to meet, kind of like reintroduce ourselves to Loki. If you're a comic book fan, we already know what's going to happen. But if you just particularly became a fan just off the movies, this is an exciting time. So we get to see Loki all the way back from the beginning into wherever it ends. in this limited series. So here comes prediction time. I told you guys to hold on to the multiverse. I really believe between WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and the upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home, this is a banging ass lead up to Doctor Strange's second movie into the multiverse. So I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking. I really believe Doctor Strange in the multiverse, this is going to be where we end up in another multiverse war. What do you guys think? Tell me what your predictions are in the comment section below. That is my prediction. Kevin Feige, Disney, and Marvel, they are geniuses. This publicity for leading up to a movie that not coming out until 2022 and is getting us all hyped. I really believe all of these series are connected to lead us to Doctor Strange into the multiverse. So I'm super excited about this series. At first I didn't think I was gonna like it in the beginning because I was like, but it came to win and I'm really liking it. So far, I got the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, WandaVision, and we're gonna see by the time this series ends, if it's gonna knock the Falcon and the Winter Soldier off his first spot or knock WandaVision down to the third spot. So that is the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to share it. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted when I upload new videos. And as always, stay safe and be courageous. I'll see you in the next one.